What's up, everyone? This is Destroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 5 Royal. Last time, we managed to get access to Madarame's palace. We also managed to get a new element into personas. Specifically, traits. So now each persona has their own little passive effect that they have and could potentially pass down to other personas. In this episode, we are going to go through our infiltration proper of Madarame's palace. Before we do that, though, you'll notice that I didn't really change any of my personas. That's because after I saved and tried to go do fusions, something happened within the Velvet Room.
Do you need something?
Okay, so I'm kind of dumb. I thought this was supposed to be something new. It turns out this is just the start of Caroline and Justine's confidant. All they're doing is bring Jack Frost with a Mabufu. So, yeah, it's just their confidant. Which, surprisingly, does have some differences, I think. I think they do ask for some different stuff, but the first one is still a Jack Frost with a Mabufu. So, my bad. I'm gonna go and try to make some personas now. So, thankfully, I already had, you know, the Jack Frost that I needed. So I just bought that back and was able to just continue to do this. One good thing about New Game Plus is that if you've already gotten all of the Warden's tasks fulfilled, then you can very easily just go and do every single one of those and just go through strength super quickly. I mean, technically you could also do that in other Persona games, like going through Margaret's social link, but it's no different here.
Farewell.
So, the next thing for the Wardens is an Ame no Uzume with Frey.
Hey.
So again, like, I'm pretty sure that there are differences. So that's the second one there. Also, because New Game Plus, I got access to all of the different things here. Even though it just said you get access to group guillotines. Nah, I get access to...
Execute 'em.
Do I not get access to everything?
I'll take care of 'em.
I have access to the lockdown. Oh, I probably shouldn't have sped through all that because there is actually something different with the lockdown. So, the lockdown allows you to add an extra item, typically a type of incense, that you can use to increase one of your persona's stats.
Make a choice, inmate.
Now, I'm not going to put in anything now because we're in the middle of a palace, but... Sorry for the random cut. Freaking truck right outside my apartment. Anyway, I'm not going to actually put anything into the lockdown now because we're in the middle of a palace, but one thing that you can do is basically using...
Empty. Get it together, inmate.
Okay, so they're gonna want me to do that. So basically, you can add in an incense, and it will grant various different bonuses to a persona that is in the lockdown. So the one that we got would increase its magic. It's a minor difference, like maybe an extra point or two. But there are different types of incenses that you can get throughout the course of the game that would grant a bunch of different bonuses. Sometimes it's just to one stat, sometimes it's multiple stats. So be on the lookout for various different types of incenses. I don't think there's anything else
You wish
at
to perform
the
an execution.
moment.
Can you gather them up?
I mean, we've got access to basically all of the things here, which I guess that was another thing that was part of the twins, was getting access to more than just 3 fusion personas. So yeah, bunch of different personas here. Ignore that it says new. Well, actually, no, I guess don't ignore them because I don't think I actually got certain personas like Trumpeter. Did I never get Black Rider? I must not have gotten Black Rider. Well, that's gonna be something I'm gonna need to be on the lookout for.
You change your mind?
Again, I never bothered to finish off the compendium because you can't finish the compendium in a single playthrough. But
Done already?
we'll be able to do that this time around.
It is time, inmate.
It's just that it only works at the end of the game. Okay. So now we just need to go and, well, infiltrate the palace proper. So I'm just gonna go ahead and skip on ahead to anything that is new or interesting. And from there, nope. From there, we can just see all the different things that are new within Madarame's palace. So, not exactly going to be a mostly one-to-one representation like Kamoshida's was, but, well, we had a lot of stuff to go over with Kamoshida. So, I'll meet you guys when something different happens. So this is a little bit different.
It's somewhere.
So you have all of these lasers. But thankfully there's a way to get through this. With style. So yeah, not really a necessary change, but it is one that's there.
I can see it.
Okay, so before I really go any further, this side room actually has, well, quite a few differences compared to the original game.
I'll reveal your
First,
true
let's
form.
deal with the enemies. And we have something that I don't think was actually here in the original game. Shisa is here. And I don't think it was here originally. Shisa, Psychokinesis, and Darkness. Also, I can do that.
Looking cool, Joker.
Well, I don't really have much of anything else.
Go down.
Except Arsene is still my dedicated Darkness user.
Cool, Joker.
Because I didn't bother to fuse him. Oh, and that's an interesting thing right there. So, the Mastery of Magic, I believe, was Panther's ability? So yeah, sometimes you'll just see those sorts of things pop up just when they activate.
Let's go.
So again, minor change. There are other personas that are here, even if they aren't necessarily
Stylish
new personas. They are new to specific palaces sometimes. Oh, and we have the powerful enemy here.
Show me your true form.
Which is now a Shikioji.
Less attacks won't do anything.
So that's cool. It's also only weak to nuclear. And I don't believe I grabbed anything that had nuclear. Nope. I didn't. Okay, well, in which case,
Jack Frost.
I'm gonna use Jack Frost.
There.
Okay, inflicted with freeze. So now I can get a technical attack in. So yeah, sometimes you're just gonna need to use technical attacks and slowly whittle down the enemy. Zeo has shock. I'm just gonna use Tarunda because it's afflicted with shock. I don't think I really have any. Well, actually, I can use. Oh, no, that won't work. Because yeah, otherwise you'll see technical, so that isn't going to work. I don't think there's really anything I've got that will really help out. I think nuclear would actually be... Nuclear would be the move to use.
Go down.
And unfortunately, I don't have nuclear. Okay, well that hurt a lot. Go ahead and do that. Thankfully, I managed to pull off a Tarunda. Do I want to just try to finish it? I think so. And then go for a Bufu. Ah, okay, that worked. I was wondering if I should have used a Bufu or sorry, an Agi or use a Dormina. Hey, and everyone leveled up.
All right, level up.
Looked like it worked out, though.
This new skill suits me.
Ooh, Lucky Punch, Maragi, and that's it.
All right. We beat him. Focus. All right.
Alright, so with that, we can jump across here, grab that, and we have another grapple point. Up there. Okay, so we have ourselves just a little
what an idea.
side area. Into some rather large ventilation shafts. Okay, doesn't look like there's an enemy here. That was great. That was totally smart. I totally meant to do that. Alright, let's just have Succubus take down these Komporokis.
Cool, Joker.
Or Koro, whatever. The old guys with the leaves. Oh shoot, reinforcements.
I don't advise fighting it.
Well, that's where you're wrong.
This one's weak against curse. It's weak to electricity.
Fire and electricity. Who's next? Panther's next. Okay.
Zoro, show your might.
That'll still work.
How good I am.
Push the Panther.
Your turn, mine. All right. The baton pass
Use an
now.
Augie. Then switch to Joker.
To the second person.
And then switch to... Actually, would Jack Frost work pretty well?
This one's weak against
I think Jack Frost would work pretty well.
Joker took one out. All right.
And that confused? Oh no, that one's knocked down. That one isn't confused, it's just knocked down. Okay. In which case... Alright, and with that, I can use a technical attack using wind. It's like I know I have a wind user here.
All enemies defeated. Just what I'd expect from you,
Okay,
Joker.
so that was not really anticipated. And hey, slime leveled up.
Show me that move sometime. Okay.
Okay, so that was dumb.
Man, that was easy.
But
Joker.
we've got a treasure chest here with an atom ring. Actually, atom ring. That might actually be, yup, that gives you Frey. And that would be super helpful to have right now. Let's see, what does the Featherman badge do? Well, it gives Wind Amp, which is actually pretty good. Captain badge just gives a ton of HP. Until I can get a persona that has nuclear, I think that might be good. Oh, and I screwed up there. Okay. So, yeah, there's a way to get up there.
I have something.
But I think I screwed up. Okay, so... Actually, wait, what?
I have something.
Ah! So that's how you get over here.
All right, a chest.
You just gotta take the
Joker,
walkway
it's a
over
chest.
here, and then drop down. And for that, you get 3 fire Makatamas. So, not bad. Again, just a nice little bonus area, which looks very different from the original game. Let's see, then you have this area, which then allows you to shortcut your way through this, if you need it. And from here, we can move on to the next main thing.
I can feel it.
We'll steal this, and then head up the stairs. So, I think this is probably important. Once everyone trips the lasers, before the introduction to treasure demons, you have to fight a Shisa by yourself.
Persona.
So, I am going to just have Arsene use Aha. And then, okay, Shisa is neutral to guns. Which means I can do this. So yeah, I don't remember what enemy that was before.
Okay.
But it's a Shisa now. And I figured that was important. So, quick note about treasure demons. So treasure demons function pretty much the same as they did before. You'll find them in treasures, and they'll be more common when the security level is higher. And you can even find them sometimes as reinforcements, which can be pretty nice. It's important to have that atomic ring, since Regent is weak to nuclear. But I think one minor change with treasure demons is that with every attack, they do drop some money. So, if you're able to land a hit on them, even if they manage to run away, you can still get some money from them. So it wouldn't be a total waste of a battle. But it's still better just to finish them off, since, you know, a lot more money and a ton of experience. Okay, so one change that I've made note of is the second exhibition room. And this is all the same. So this area isn't really super different, but...
That enemy was
Okay,
really
so
weak.
after dealing with him, there is, of course, the bathrooms here. So, the men's room has some treasure.
Cut it out.
And the women's room has a chest. Just has a chakra choker, which I think gives a little bit extra max SP. Chakra choker. It gives mana bonus. Oh, it's actually pretty decent. Increases max SP by 10%. So, not bad.
I have something.
However, the main difference is right on ahead.
I'll reveal your true form. Okay.
That was so
Alright.
easy.
Feel it.
So, first steal that. Now this area, it starts to get a little bit different. So first, let's go
Show
through
me
here,
your true form.
fight you.
I can see it.
Alright.
It's a cake.
So, moving onward, this is where the big difference comes in. Okay, so, again, we are trapped. The layout of the room is quite a bit different from before.
Show me your true form. All right.
For some reason, I seem to be getting a lot of disaster shadows in these fights. So anyway, let's clear this out.
Okay.
Alright, so now that the room is cleared out,
I can see it.
so we need to somehow escape this room. The best way to do that is to climb up here and then grapple hook. Unfortunately, that's not really going to help us. Okay, so plan B. How do you get through this again? I am trying to remember how you get through this. Because, I mean, there's a ton of lasers there. Ah, button.
Yes!
Alright, so now we can actually explore this area proper. So that way just leads back. And we are nearby a will seed. So that area over there progresses onward in the palace. But it's important to look around here. So
I can see it.
let's see. First things first, we've got some treasure over here. Got a shadow. Oh, a powerful shadow. Well, let's fight a
I'll reveal your
Shikioji.
true form. Okay.
I'm super glad that I gave Skull nuclear attacks. So anyway, there's a few things over here. In this room, there's a treasure chest, which has a relax gel. There's a grapple point there. This allows us to escape. And then, grapple point. This allows us to travel over here, and
Focus.
well, first things first, steal some stuff, and then there's a will seed door. There's also a chest behind us. Has a Resetu Ofuda.
One of Madarame's will seeds. Let's take it.
So let's go ahead and chop this open. And there we go, our first will seed of the palace.
Our first will seed of the palace. Let's keep searching the area.
Now, something that I should kind of mention about the will seeds that I wasn't quite aware of when I did Kamoshida's palace is that the will seeds actually have a lot more meaning behind them, but unfortunately was cut during the production of Royal. You see, what would have happened before would have been that once you enter, I don't know like what the trigger would have been, whether you took the will seed or entered the door, probably when you took the will seed. You would kind of get sort of a flashback sequence that the Phantom Thieves would be able to be in. And each of the will seeds actually gives greater context into how the palace itself was formed. Specifically, the actions, or events, I should say, that led to each palace ruler, well, in order for them to become distorted. I haven't seen all of them, and for the most part, these events were excluded from the game in its entirety, but there have been people who have been able to basically look through the game files and been able to at least see the remnants of them. So to kind of give you an example, when it came to Kamoshida, Kamoshida's 3 events were, the first one, he was on the talk show, kind of similar to the one that we frequently see Akechi on. And it was right after he got his Olympic gold medal. The second one, it was basically the consequences of him after a date, sort of, when it came to a female reporter. And something that would ruin his career. I don't know, maybe if, like, the woman got pregnant, or if there was some sort of sexual assault. Probably not. I'm not entirely sure, and the event there was kept intentionally vague as to what happened. But something happened, and there was a sponsor that told Kamoshida, hey, don't worry about it, we'll handle it. And then the third one was Kamoshida, once again talking to the guy, saying, it's dealt with, you don't have to worry about a thing. We will handle anything that happens. And so because of those 3 events, that's how Kamoshida got to be the person that he was. Someone who got to be in a position of power, and then people would basically cover for him, no matter what he did. So, it's interesting, and it's something that I really, really wish that they kept. And it's a shame that they didn't, because one thing that Persona 5's antagonists kind of lack is a lot of context behind them. A lot of people don't like Persona 5's antagonists because they feel a bit more cardboard. Kind of like a Saturday morning cartoon, wahaha, look how evil I am, sort of thing. So having these sorts of events would have been really, really nice. And it's a shame that they cut them out, because it seemed like the developers really want to preserve as much of the original game as possible. Which is weird, because you add the will seeds and you also add things about Yoshizawa and Maruki. And, you know, you're already adding a bunch of things. Why not add a little bit of backstory to these characters and actually show how they got to be as distorted as they were? We are basically at the end of this portion.
This feeling. There might be a safe room around here.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish this off. This bit is all the same, so we'll go ahead and just kind of skip ahead afterwards. But the only 2 palace rulers that really would have been any sort of issue would have been Madarame's palace and Futaba's palace. And with Madarame, I've seen like what would have been the final event with Madarame, but honestly, it could have been where basically the final event with Madarame, and it's the only one of his that I've actually seen, was when you see Yusuke's mother have the seizure and collapse, and he just stands there and doesn't do anything. And he basically comes up with the idea of, oh, if I could take this painting if she dies. And that's where you see that sort of result. But you can easily get around that by not saying who the woman is. And I think, like, the closest part that you get is that I think the woman at the end actually says Yusuke. Ah, jeez. Oh, jeez. Ah, they're gonna force me into this. I'll continue onward later.
Let's go.
Okay, good. Never mind. So, I mean, you could easily get around, even if you excluded her saying Yusuke, you basically see that some woman collapsed, and that's when Madarame started stealing his pupil's art. But you don't necessarily have to say that it's Yusuke's mother, and so the punchline that was where he got that idea kicks in once it's actually revealed as what it was in the original game. So you can still have that punchline. The other one that would be kind of messy would be Futaba's palace, and that's just because you kind of see how she gets distorted through her palace anyway. But again, depending on the events, I haven't seen what Futaba's ones are. Again, the only ones I've seen are all 3 of Kamoshida's and the last one of Madarame. So I don't know what the other palace rulers' events were. But even though Futaba's is a little bit sketchy, you can still basically have well, kind of a juxtaposition between Futaba's recollection of it, and then deeper behind it, which would be what actually happened. So, the will seeds might see a kinder Wakaba, but the puzzles kind of have her strict. So there's almost like a split between the two. So it's like, okay, well, which one is it? So I don't know. I feel like they could have been able to have distinguished between all of those. And it's, again, a real darn shame because that gives the will seeds so much more purpose and actually gives a plot-related reason as to why they're important, as opposed to just being, hey, check out this cool collectible. If you get all 3, you get a neat accessory. And it's just one of those things where it's like, there could have been so much more, and they planned to have so much more, but some reason they got rid of it, and I am super sad about that. Alright, well, enough about that. Let's go ahead and finish off the palace. So now that we got that, now we have to leave the palace. Again, like, continuing on the will seeds, there's so much more that could have been done. I would have been really, really anxious to see, like, especially some of the later ones, because there's certain palace rulers that we know a lot about, like Kamoshida, Futaba, Madarame. But then you also have Kaneshiro, where we know next to nothing about him aside from being a mob boss. You have Okumura, which would have been really interesting to maybe see him as like a fatherly figure to Haru, and then slowly become more and more, well, corrupt. Even if it was a bit more like the first ones were about him and his father, and Haru's grandfather. So that would have been so cool to see. And then the last one that would be really nice, would have been Shido. Like, there's so much, and even Sei's would have been so much to actually kind of see her exact transformation. There's so much that they could have done with the will seeds, and it would have been so great if they kept it. And I'm so disappointed that they didn't. Well, whatever. I'm done ranting about the will seeds. Let's go ahead and return back.
Well, oh,
Okay, and now, for some reason, the game says, yeah, you can spend your time in Leblon. I'm not entirely sure why it waits until now, but whatever.
okay.
Searching all along, confessing while alone without the
Oh.
without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter at post masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw.
It's the only way to open that door.
I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark.
A palace is a reflection of how its owner views the real world. So if Madarame's cognition of reality changes, it's only natural that his palace would be affected. And all jokes aside, we really will need Lady Ann to strip for Yusuke. It's the only way.
Yeah, but she's not actually going to do that. At least that's the plan. Okay, so now we just have to find a way to spend our evening. I mean, there's not really anything in particular that I need to do. Curry? Please let there be curry here. Damn it! Boss, what's wrong with you? Why do you not stock curry? Let's see. I don't think I have any... Yeah, I don't have any DVDs at the moment, so I'm kind of stuck on things to do tonight. There's coffee, or there's reading.
Hey!
I mean, yeah, there's not really a lot. There really isn't a whole lot here. So I'm just gonna make some coffee.
Oh.
Oh. You know, I almost forgot about exams. And I am top of the class. Aw, yeah.
Hey!
It's nice actually being top of the class for, like, every single exam at this point. Well, anyway. Alright, so now that all that is taken care of, Yusuke is now an official member of the Phantom Thieves. Well, I really feel like I've skipped out a lot, so I guess I can keep on going, and then we'll show off maybe Yusuke's costumes. Hey! Curry ingredients are here!
What do you want to do?
Well, we don't have anything else to do, so let's make some curry.
Make sure you close up.
Alright, so let's see what kind of curry we make this time.
Let me explain.
So this one has honey in it. As if people don't know what honey is. But when curry, it softens the meat and adds a bit of sweetness to it. Bringing a depth to flavor's profile without weakening in the spice. The spicier the dish, the greater the effect. Would it be possible to do that with minimal spice? Because I can't handle any spice. I really can't. Any sort of spiciness in it. Oh boy, my mouth feels like it's on fire. Yeah, trust me. I mean, Chaotika's made curry for me before. I can handle... What's the lightest? Yellow curry? I think it's yellow curry. Yellow curry I can handle. Red curry I can't. I can't even imagine how green curry tastes. Oh boy.
Yes. All right.
Oh!
Alright, so 2 more master curries.
Well then.
And now we move on. Wait for it. To Saturday. Oh, and we get a seat on the train. Alright, cool. I guess we'll read Zoro. May as well get through the school books while we can.
Yep.
Alright. Already read a ton of things about Zoro.
Hey, hey!
And now it's time for school.
Today we're going over
Yes?
Give me an answer.
The ratio of the silver ratio? So that would be 1 to 1.414.
This is it.
Precisely.
So,
Nice going.
very oddly specific. I mean, I would probably say like 1 to 1.4. And like maybe to a second decimal place. I wouldn't go to 3. But hey.
I see.
No reason.
Well then.
Okay. So, well, I mean, I'm looking at my time and I'm wondering whether or not I should just end things off here or if I can go over a little bit with Yusuke in the metaverse. You know, I think I'm probably good to just call it a day here. And so, next time on Let's Play Persona 5 Royal, we are going to continue infiltrating Madarame's palace. Now that we have Yusuke on our side, I can go and try to change up his equipment so that way he's as good as the rest of us. And then I can even go over all the extra DLC costumes that Yusuke has. After that, we can head on over in, well, we'll definitely be in the palace at that point, but then we can go and actually finish off the palace. And maybe even fight Madarame himself. It depends on how long it takes to go through all the other new stuff there, but I don't think it will really be that long to get through everything. So, who knows, we might be finished next time. Until then, everyone, take care.